Hello and welcome everybody. This is M. Doulos talking to you, the maker and developer of Ant War. You can learn more about Ant War at antwargame.com or by following the videos on YouTube or Odyssey. We are watching a game from the December 2022 1 vs. 1 tournament. This particular matchup is between Callmeking, the red Fire Ant player in the bottom right, versus Krogoth, also known as Scuba Steve, the blue Wood Ant player in the top left. And if you didn't know, you can tell player's Wood Ant by these little arms that come off the back of the queen. There's one going in each direction, and you can tell that a player is a Fire Ant because their queen will have three rows of spikes on their head. Krogoth has an interesting strategy here. I wouldn't really call it a strategy. I mean more to say that I'm a little confused why these nests are misaligned. I thought maybe at first that was a strategy, maybe put a small pebble here or something, but I think he may have just made a mistake by misaligning these nests. If he had put this nest here, he would have one extra space for a nest, either on the top of these three or on the bottom. But other than that mistake, Krogoth is playing a rather default Wood Ant build, building the walls out along the edge of the dirt to get additional worker nest along the edge of the dirt that are closer to the plants that allow the workers to drop off food coming from the plants at places that are closer than what you could normally get if you could not build creep out on top of the grass. So you can see down here, Callmeking has workers that just take a longer period of time to drop off food than these workers that are dropping off food very close to the worker nest themselves. You notice that these plants are yellow. Anytime you build a worker nest too close to the plants, they turn yellow. That means they've turned finite. They will disappear after 100 food's been harvested, as compared to a green food plant, which are essentially an infinite food supply. Krogoth has scouted Callmeking's base in the bottom right. This is a replay, so I'll be able to fast forward, rewind, all that good stuff, and I can use the observer tools and take a look at some of the cool features we got here. We can see right away that Krogoth's income, despite the fact that he has less workers, is consistently higher than Callmeking's. Actually, right now it's not very good, but I guess that's because there was an attack going on up here. But yeah, you can see Krogoth's income is pretty good, but Callmeking, despite not being a Wood Ant out on the grass, has the eco harvester count advantage. I love that Callmeking is harassing Krogoth's defenses here, trying to pick off a nest. Krogoth is getting that army up to be able to defend himself. And typically in a 1 vs. 1 scenario like this, you want to be pressuring your opponent as often as possible. Now, notice he killed that insect there. Walking around on the grass, you saw the +10 go above the insect's corpse. That means that Krogoth got +10 food for killing that insect. Now, Krogoth just picked off a worker nest there. The worker nest was not upgraded to a hidden trail or a farm. In this case, if you're going to lose worker nest, you want to upgrade to a hidden trail, because upgrading to a hidden trail will not only cloak the worker, make them impossible to attack without scout for detection or a queen, but also if the worker nest dies, hidden workers, cloaked workers, remain alive. I like what Krogoth did here. He used the pheromone wall ability, also known as the sentry's force field ability, to block Callmeking's soldiers from running in there. Why Callmeking would run in there is to try to pick off a soldier nest, which is more valuable than picking off a worker nest typically. It looks like Krogoth's got the upper hand militarily at the moment, and he's going to run in that right side. Each side that you have open, increases your ability to have additional worker drop-off points, but it also makes you more vulnerable to attack. Callmeking almost lost 2 soldier nests here. He did lose 1, so depending on how many soldiers were on that particular nest, and if he had a major on that particular nest, it could have been quite expensive, but Krogoth probably should have made sure that he attacked that second nest as well. Now these nests are dying, but the workers that came from them are going to stay alive because they were upgraded to hidden trail. And so far, it seems like Callmeking has got the advantage. Krogoth does have the scout advantage. He has the outpost here keeping an eye on Callmeking's base. If we look at Krogoth's point of view, you can see that he's got all the vision up here of Callmeking's workers, but Callmeking has no vision of Krogoth's stuff. Going back to Krogoth's view here. Supplying that pressure. Every time you kill a worker nest that's right by the grass, that's good because it increases slightly the amount of time it takes to drop off food. Every worker nest you can do slows down eco. Oh, he was able to pick off that soldier nest. Yeah, Callmeking should really be protecting these worker nest as best he can, even though they're upgraded. Now his workers have to go down this tunnel to drop off food, and it just takes that much more time in order to get that eco. So he's rebuilding them, which is what he should do. And I would say that the match is fairly even, but it seems like Krogoth is starting to pull ahead in terms of his ability to land shots in this particular match. Their eco is fairly even still as well. Callmeking's doing pretty well. He's upgrading damage 2. Krogoth has damage 3 already, and Callmeking only has damage 1. So that is one area in which if you don't stay on top of it, you will fall behind. You'll start to lose the game fairly quickly if you don't stay on top of your upgrades. So right now, Krogoth is 1 damage level ahead. And actually now he has armor level 1 as well, as you can tell from the upgrade tab here. The one thing that Callmeking does have an advantage on is he has the trash pile buff for some reason. I'm not sure. He must have. Oh, this is Krogoth. Oh, Krogoth has the trash pile buff. Yeah, so he's got this trash pile here, which is giving him plus 10% health on all of his units. So if you look at Krogoth's soldier here, his soldier has 44 health compared to Callmeking's 40 health soldier. So it's not much, but you know, when you consider that hundreds of these Zergling soldiers are going to be going back and forth, attacking each other the whole game, you know, an extra 4 health per soldier makes a big difference, especially if your opponent has not built a trash pile to get that health buff. The other benefit of building a trash pile out in front of your base like this is it does attack the aggression, or attract the aggression of the opposing player's units. The default AI will make Callmeking's units automatically attack that trash pile. So he has to do a little bit extra micro work in order to run around that trash pile and attack the other structures. So there's a defensive component as well. Krogoth now has 3 damage and 2 armor compared to Callmeking's 3 damage. So Callmeking is 2 armor upgrades behind, and does not have the trash pile buff. One of the reasons this is kind of backwards is because Callmeking has a Fire Ant Queen, which researches upgrades faster than a Wood Ant Queen does. Typically, it's the Wood Ant Queen that's going to be behind in the upgrades, not the Fire Ant Queen. Callmeking really has no reason not to be further ahead in upgrades than Krogoth. He could even have 3-3 right now. Instead, he doesn't have a single armor upgrade, which he's working to fix right now, but the momentum of the game has clearly shifted in Krogoth's favor. He's digging in another tunnel here. I just don't think there's much that Callmeking is going to be able to do to stop Krogoth at this point. Let's check the income. Yeah, Krogoth now has 33 workers compared to Callmeking's 15. Plus, Krogoth has already had the scouts out killing the hidden workers of Callmeking. Yeah, it's not looking good for Callmeking, and there's only 15 seconds left of this match, so I'm assuming that Callmeking is about to lose his queen or GG. There's the GG right there. Excellent. Well, that's good performance from Krogoth. The start was seemed a little bit slow. There were a couple mistakes made, like the misalignment here, and I was surprised to see the wood ant walls be built right next to the dirt. Typically, they're built like this, separated one tile from the dirt so that they create 3 tiles of creep. If you put it right by the dirt, it only creates 2 tiles, like this. But yeah, other than a couple mistakes, Krogoth's ability to continue upgrading, plus the trash pile advantage, and the persistence in continuing to build, I think won him this strategy. So let's see what the next match between these two players looks like, and who will ultimately move on in the tournament.